Welcome to another episode of Streaming with a Purpose. It's time to be inspired and motivated to live your best life on purpose. On Streaming with a Purpose, hear the stories of people who have, despite the odds, dealt with the challenges that life sometimes brings, but who still manage to overcome those odds. If you think life is tough and you have to settle for where you are, my guests and I are here to tell you you don't have to. I speak to people who were once where you are and are now living their purpose, and I want to encourage you to live your life to the fullest. I am your host, Sylvia Montgomery. Let's take a listen to our next guest. Hello and welcome to another episode of Streaming with a Purpose. I'm your host, Sylvia Montgomery, and I'm just so excited that you are checking out today's show because today's show is all about you. Whether you are in business, whether you are living your purpose, this is something that will not only motivate you to live your best life, it will motivate you to want to live your best life well. Yep. So today's guest is someone who not only is passionate about what he does, he is committed to helping others live their best lives well. And we're talking about wellness today, living our best life in the best of health. And it's hard to live your purpose while you're competing with the physical burdens not being well can bring. And that actually slows us down and causes us to pause our purpose journey. And we don't want to do that, right? But my guest, Mr. Russell McKoy Jr. today, he says that he knows how to help you with that. So no matter who you are or what you do, this can help. It's a great solution and a great opportunity to get some information that will only keep you well. Mr. McKoy, Mr. Russell McKoy Jr., welcome to Streaming with a Purpose. How are you today?
I am doing well. I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for inviting me. I am excited for today's session.
Awesome, awesome, Russell. And when I see you on social media. You're all over social media, and you truly look like you are living your best life. So before we get into what it is that you do, I want to know, are you living your purpose?
I am absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, living my purpose today.
Awesome, Russell. Awesome. Now, many people do struggle to find their purpose. And how did you come about yours?
So funny you asked me that because I struggled to find mine also. But I found mine. I had to pull from the pain of my younger years as a child. And I remember when I was sitting in school, elementary school, middle school, and I was different. I learned different. And I was put in the trailer setting, set aside from everyone else because I had a learning disability. And those times were my lowest points because I was teased. I was ostracized for being different. Um, I was shunned. People didn't want to be around me like I had a disease. And I endured that for so many years, feeling unworthy, feeling unintelligent, not confident, had not many friends. And I dealt with that for years and years. And I remember when I got to transition to high school, and the counselor said, with my parents in the room, that this child might not go to college. And something stirred up in me. And I said, I will go to college. And from that moment, I was determined to do everything I needed to do to get myself to college and higher education. And I put 10,000% effort in high school. And I made sure that I not only graduated, but graduated with honors. And so from that point on, started the transition of my life where I began to be a leader now, to be a person that people started to look up to because of the things uh, that I began to accomplish even through college and so on and so forth. When all of my life I dealt with Um, you know, just being different, just being less than, you know, and whatever comes with that. And so my father, Pastor Russell McKoy, Sr., during the struggle, he told me, one day you're going to write a book and it's going to be entitled Trailer to Treasure. And that thing, woo, rose up in me because he said, I remember when you were in the trailers of school, set aside, set apart, different from everyone else. And you had to endure that struggle. But you're going to find your treasure. And so I went on and I started my brand called Trailer to Treasure. I believe God put me on this earth today to reach out to you that might be going through something, that might feel a little different, that might feel that you don't fit in, that feel like you're less than. I want you to know that God has a purpose and a plan for your life, and he's going to take the ugliest part of you and he's going to turn that thing around for his glory, and he's going to elevate you above so many people, and you are going to be the person that everybody looks to and they ask, how did you do it? And I'm the person that says, come on with me, I can help you. So God has put me on this earth to uplift, to encourage, to build up and not tear down, to let people know you can do it. Yes, you can, because I did it. And so I'm so excited about my purpose and my calling and what God is going to do for many people out there.
Wow, wow, wow. Russell, what a powerful explanation of, your purpose and just stepping into it. And you are a health entrepreneur, correct?
That's correct.
Mm-hmm. And can you share a little bit about the company that you're working with in this regard that's helping people every day?
Yes. So as being a health entrepreneur, I found about 2.5 years ago something that changed my parents' life. Dealing with diabetes and high blood pressure, heart disease. I mean, there were times when my dad was not going to make it. And as a young adult, seeing this man struggle for life, countless times where the hospital ambulance had to come and take him and revive him in the hospital. And, I remember these moments, times when my mom struggled with her health. And I think about all the other people my age that lost their parents too soon, all due to health issues, because the four leading cause of death is heart disease, cancer, misdiagnosis, and diabetes. And there are so many of us leaving here because of that. But I found something called LoveBiome, and it brings about a freedom. You know what I mean? Because I've learned that we don't have to endure the health struggles that we're enduring. Society says, take this, do that, pill, supplement, vitamin, diet, all these things, although they might be good. But what we focus on is the thing that changes everything, that one thing, and it's your gut microbiome. So we have a company called LoveBiome that focuses on the root to all disease and the root to better health. What better way? You know, if someone tells you that I have one thing for you that can change everything about you, if someone says that to you versus all the things that we are used to and accustomed to doing, the pill popping society, taking a pill for that, taking a pill for this, doing a drug for that, doing this and doing this diet, doing this supplement, doing this. There's one thing. And we've put all that together. And all you have to do is partake in that one thing. And it's called exotic fruits and vegetables, sourced from all over the world where the soil is mineral rich, from blue zone countries, where the plants actually matter, where the people are living disease-free, sickness-free, over 100 plus years as a norm. And the owners of our company, of LoveBiome, they started the noni, Tahitian Noni International. They took that noni fruit and added it to other 83 globally sourced ingredients, which now focus on gut microbiome health, which is coming out. It's exploding. Everybody's starting to learn bits and pieces about it. But we are in the front end of it. We are the pioneers. And I personally watched my dad reverse his diabetes. High blood pressure is gone. Blood pressure is now in the 120s over 80. Kidney function went from a 4 to a 2.4. My mom got rid of her sciatica. My dad's lost 42 pounds. It goes in and it finds the one thing that changes everything, because your gut is the control center to every cell, system, cell, organ in your body. And so we're changing lives everywhere. We're in 55 countries and we're doing great things. And we are so blessed because now we're also going into the churches and helping churches and pastors shorten their prayer lines. As my father is a pastor, that is his desire.
We are talking about LoveBiome, where you change one thing and you change everything. And as Russell McKoy Jr. has just stated, everything starts in the gut. And I do believe that 100%, Russell, because as a writer myself who has written for health and wellness companies, during my research, I know that I have come across that on so many occasions. And when we can target that particular area of our body, it can just help to eliminate. It can help from the onset of diseases and illnesses and sicknesses that so many of us deal with. This is awesome news. I'm excited to hear it, and I'm also excited to be one of the individuals who has had the opportunity to try LoveBiome for herself. With me having the opportunity to try out this product myself, I have so much I would love to say about it, but could you shed some more light on the system that LoveBiome has, this P84, and just share a little bit about what that is exactly?
Yes, ma'am. I'm glad to. And so P84 is our flagship gut system product. And what it's designed to do is three important functions. Remember that the gut microbiome is the control system to your health, center of your health. And so we're going to feed it. Okay, that's the first thing. We've got to feed it prebiotics, which is food for good bacteria. Then when you feed prebiotics to probiotics, which is live beneficial bacteria, it's going to cultivate it and make it stronger in the gut. And then we're going to turn around and repair the gut against leaky gut syndrome, which is where all sickness and disease comes from. Liver disease didn't start in your liver, it started in your gut. Kidney disease started in your gut. And so that third portion is going to go on and recover and repair and coat the lining of your gut. So with those three things combined, you are going to obtain and maintain optimal health.
Wow. Okay. That's awesome. And I know people are probably wondering, you're talking about all of these various diseases and you're talking about a system that helps with all of this. I can honestly say, as someone who has come from a background of various illnesses, I have a liver disease. Just 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with a heart disease. And I can honestly say that from the time period that I have been on P84 myself, I am just noticing so many wonderful things about myself. And I do believe that it's even helping to prevent conditions that are on the rise, because prior to using the P84 system myself, I was starting to have nosebleeds on a regular basis. And I'm talking multiple days a week, multiple times a day. So this is something that was becoming a little serious in my own world that I was in, even though my doctor initially just sort of shrugged it off as if it was unimportant. But since being on P84 through LoveBiome, I no longer have that issue. And so I do believe that it really helps to prevent. So even if someone is well, Russell, would you say it's a great preventative formula to have to use every day?
Yes, even if you're completely healthy, as I am and as I was before I got started. But I learned you want to stay healthy. And in order to maintain good health, you want to feed your gut all the nutrients, the minerals, the short chain fatty acids, the vitamins that the gut needs. Because once again, it is the control center. So it is for everyone.
Mm, mm. And also, Russell, I do have someone who has just joined us. Priscilla is also a user of P84. And hello, Priscilla, how are you?
Hi, Sylvia. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so glad that you could join us today. And would you like to share how you use the P84 system and how it has benefited you?
Sure, I would love to share. My name is Priscilla, and I have been on P84 using the Love Biome product for about a little over 3 months now. Initially when I started using it, it was introduced to me. When it was introduced, they shared about the noni juice, uh, about the Tahitian noni juice that was out years ago. And for me, that sold me right there because I was familiar with the noni juice. I knew how powerful that juice was. Me and my family members, we used it faithfully. And then when he began to talk about the 84 exotic fruits and vegetables that it has in it, everything about it was good. It's just fruits and vegetables. You can't go wrong with that. And how those fruits and vegetables are grown and where they're grown, that's the key. So when you listen to the presentation, it was a no-brainer for me. Coming from a background as well where I have family members, both of my parents diagnosed with high blood pressure, diabetes. It's in our bloodline. So I've always been one who was trying to protect my blood and protect myself from the different diseases and things that happen. And I thought I was doing good until I heard about LoveBiome. But since I've been using the product, all of the compliments I've been getting on my skin, people have been talking about how, is this Priscilla, what are you doing, girl? Are you losing weight? Nothing beats a compliment. We think we're great anyway, right? So we look in the mirror every morning and you can't tell us nothing. But when somebody else looks at you and you're just going about your day as a regular day and they begin to notice things about you, that speaks volumes. So I was happy to share that the product I'm using is LoveBiome. That's the only thing that I've done different is use the P84 LoveBiome. And then, on top of that, what I like about the product, and I think I heard Mr. McKoy say, it adapts to your body. It's an adaptogenic. So whatever's going on in you, each one of us microbiome is different. We have a different makeup. So that's the perfect thing about it. You don't have to go in based on nobody else's, what's going on with other people, because it's going to figure out what's going on with you. And I love using the product. I use it every day. It's like a part of my daily routine. I get up in the morning, I mix together my P84, and I go about my day.
So you shouldn't use the product expecting the same results that someone else has, but use the product so that it can fix and deal with whatever is going on inside of you.
Exactly. I mean, you could have some of the similar symptoms that other people have, or issues or challenges that other people may have. Don't worry about it. It's going to fix it. You just focus on continuing to be faithful in using and drinking it every day.
This is awesome stuff. This is great to know. Mr. McCoy, was there anything else you wanted to share about the P84 system before we talk about other ways that that Love Biome can benefit others?
Yes, ma'am. I did want to highlight something I talked about earlier, and that is the third leading cause of death. And that pertains to misdiagnosis. So what happens is when you get sick, you go to the doctor and the doctor prescribes you something, and it is the cause of your demise. So that I'm saying it's so severe that it's the third leading cause of death. Okay. So it's happening all over. And so we want to make sure that we are feeding the body what it needs, what God designed. He perfectly designed us, and He perfectly designed what we were to partake in to achieve optimal health and maintain it.
Wow, this is great. Awesome stuff. It's just great to know that I have heard of the body should be able to heal itself. That's if we're treating our temple right. Right? If we're doing with our temple what we should be doing with our temple, the body should heal itself. And to me, this sounds like a remedy for that. This sounds like something that actually leads us to that happening within our bodies, which sounds awesome. It's great. And, we're hearing testimonies of this actually happening to people every day who are using the LoveBiome P84 system. Now, can you also share a little bit about the opportunity that it presents outside of the wellness part, because you have managed to turn your purpose into a stream of income?
Absolutely. And yes, it is a very lucrative opportunity side as well. Not only is our microbiome system P84 second to none, but so is the opportunity. So much so that when you're sharing with people, like we share all the time when we want to go to the movies and we watch a good movie and you told somebody about it, they go and watch it too. Cinema doesn't even send you a thank you card, you know? Not to say that they should, but there are a lot of ways that we share information. If you got your hair done and it was great, tell somebody, you tell your girlfriend, you need to go by that hair salon. So we refer all the time. But there are a lot of opportunities out there like Uber and Amway and Mary Kay and things like that. Mary Kay's out there and it's amazing for people who wear makeup, but everybody doesn't wear makeup. Everybody doesn't get on Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook, but everyone has a gut microbiome. And so that's what makes this opportunity, or one reason why it makes this opportunity so unique and so powerful. Because a few years from now, you're going to look up and microbiome health is going to be on every TV screen, in every store, in every location. There's going to be sections from microbiome health because scientists and everyone is learning the importance of it. And so with the sharing side, you literally share with your friends, your family members and your loved ones. They hear a powerful opportunity like this. We have an 8:30 webinar call every single night. And you can say, oh my goodness, I know you're dealing with this. I know you're struggling with your energy or your digestion issues. You need to get on and hear this information. And when they do, they're going to be so compelled that they want to join forces. And it's just that simple. And so then there is 6 to 7 different ways we get paid in our opportunity. And one of my most favorite is the global income. You help the company and you share with enough people that they're going to say, so you're not going to only get paid for the people you bring in and the people your team brings in your organization, because it's set for you to get paid from 1 to 8 levels. Okay. However, when you enter global pay, it's unlimited, and you're now going to get paid off people in every country that we're in. We're in 55. So you're going to get a percentage off all of that. And, the lucrative income that you're going to make is massive. And every time we enter a new country, your check gets bigger. So we're going to be in 120 countries in the next 2 to 3 years. Every time that new country is added, you grow income. And we haven't even scratched the surface as far as wealth being made here. The highest paid earners probably made about $1 million in 3 years' time. And that's not even, they haven't even touched the surface yet. So we are 3 years in business and we only have a handful of leaders. And there's room for so many of you watching this at the table. And that's the awesome thing about when something amazing gets started. If you get started in the infancy stage of it, you are going to change your life and your children's lives and your children's lives for the better and forever, starting with your health.
Wow. So it's not only about helping people to live a better life by being well, by being healthier, by being able to accomplish and do the things that you were meant to do through your purpose, but it's also about helping people to even be able just to live a little bit better by providing another stream of income to what they're already doing, or maybe even building their own business. So this is really great news. And when you look at every big business that is out there, they all started somewhere, right? When you look at Amazon and you look at Facebook and you look at Apple, there was a buy-in process with all of those types of businesses. And those buy-in processes were at the early end, at the early stages, right at the beginning when people weren't even thinking along those lines. And now we have here LoveBiome that's already in 55 countries, but we're still talking just a handful of leaders, which means there's plenty of room for growth and opportunity for others as well. This is awesome. This is awesome stuff, Russell. So, what would you say, as we've been talking about purpose and your purpose, what would you say that purpose looks like? Yeah.
Purpose looks like to me, and I'm not even going to talk about what purpose feels like. If purpose gives you a feeling of self-worth, if purpose makes you so joyful and so happy that you can't contain it, you know, you found it. If purpose allows you to to be a blessing to others, and not only that, if purpose is a passion and you can do it whether or not it benefits you, it's a purpose. And everybody has one. There's no such thing as a person on this earth not a calling, a purpose. You just have to tap into yours, and we can't say when it's going to happen or where it's going to happen or how. But one thing is for sure, if you keep living life, it's going to happen. If you listen, if you watch the signs, it's going to happen. But you just have to be in tune to what's going on in your life.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And are there any other bits that you'd like to share about purpose or LoveBiome?
Yes, I would like to say that every single night at 8:30 p.m., we have a powerful webinar Zoom launch to get more details about this. And so I would encourage you. You can even reach out to me at 804-986-8216, and I will get you on that call so that you can see and hear this powerful information. Just remember to let me know that you were invited by Miss Sylvia so that we can get you connected. Every single month here in Rutherford Glen, Virginia, we have a powerful live tasting event every single month. So please get with us, contact Miss Sylvia, contact myself, and we can get you connected with the next event. And if you're not in Rutherford Glen, we have events, live, physical tasting party events all over the country. So wherever you are, if there's not one being had, we can come to you. All right. It's just Get on if it's that far, if we have to get on a flight, we will do it. So whoever you are, wherever you are, just know that we're happy to come to you and spread the message.
Yes, and also, Russell, I would like to encourage people, if you're interested in seeing more of this product, you can certainly go to simshealth.lovebiome.com. That's LoveBiome, LoveBiome.com. Awesome stuff today. Wow. This is great. And before we end the podcast, we do have a question from one of our listeners listening in, and her name is Annette. How are you doing, Annette?
I'm good, thank you. I've enjoyed this so far, but my question is further explanation of what he said of the three most important things that the P84 system does. One was feeding the gut prebiotics and then feeding probiotics, and then you expounded on the prebiotics and pro. What did you say?
I'm so sorry. So yes, prebiotics is actual food for probiotics. Okay, so probiotics is live beneficial. Mm-hmm. Yes, prebiotics is food. Okay.
Okay.
It's food that feeds good bacteria in your gut, which is probiotics. So prebiotics is food for the gut or food for the good bacteria in your body. Probiotics is actual live beneficial good bacteria. And when probiotics eats prebiotics, it makes postbiotics.
All right. Great question, Annette. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
This is a health lesson in itself. Awesome stuff to know about our bodies. Thank you for that, Mr. McKoy. Any other questions? Well, this has certainly been awesome. I know that I have enjoyed, and I will continue to enjoy, I'm sure, the microbiome product of P84. So thanks so much for listening in today. And Mr. McKoy, I wish you all the best with your journey.
Thank you.
As a health entrepreneur and beyond, because who knows where this journey will take you.
Thank you so much.
You have just listened to Streamin' with a Purpose with your host, Sylvia Montgomery. Thank you so much for listening, and continue to stay tuned for our next episode. Until then, bye-bye.